Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, Cynicalex, and today I wanted to run through the Future Ends Here, the new storyline that along with the True Shield have really transformed some of the rewards for story. I know that while the requirements are steep, honestly the gameplay is amazing and the rewards to boot are very worth it. And so I wanted to run through the missions. I wanted to show you guys some of the tips that I have for you and you know, just generally enjoy this content because I think it's awesome and I think it doesn't get enough recognition in the game. I honestly think if every 3 or 4 months the developers could put out another chapter, this game could go on for a long time just with that content because it's really fun and there's still so many rewards they haven't done. You know, they just gave us cards and unfortunately ISO, but they could give us, you know, obelisks and CTPs, and there's so many other you know, they could give us awakening crystals and Mandalay gem fragments. There could be a box with just gold, right, with different gold amounts with fragments. Like there's so many things they could put in here for future content, and it's so fun because you're using a team of built-up characters, you're switching in between them. It's a completely different feel, and it's nice because it's some single-player content. So I want to jump into the first one here. I don't have Loki, so because I don't have Loki, I'm going to use Black Bolt and Red Skull. And if I go over here, if I press the little Iron Man head icon, it'll show me that I have Black Bolt and Red Skull. Because I'm a huge Thor simp, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring Thor. If you try to bring along Loki, it's gonna say, hey, you can't bring Loki because he's not tier 3. So yeah, they got to be tier 3 or awakened. In this case, we're gonna bring Thor. The bonuses for this mission are nothing special. They do reduce hero attack by 50%, but Thor is just such a badass that he just rips through this anyways. You can obviously just use Loki or Red Skull or bring along another villain like Thanos or Cynicalex, something like that. But anyways, let's jump into the first mission here. Dr. Simmons, any progress on solving the cross-dimensional dilemma? And this is the other cool thing, is that there's like an original storyline. There isn't any voice acting, unfortunately, and I can't do the voice for Dr. Simmons, but it's pretty nice. You can read through it. It's awesome. You can do your own voice acting, which is what I do because I'm a lonely weeb, but I think it's dope. I think it's honestly super fun. And there's actually some unique gameplay in this as well, which I really like. So let's check this out here. So we're gonna go ahead and first, okay, the alarms are blaring, and I like the drawings as well in the Triskelion. So we got some standard thugs here. We got some turrets as well. We got some lag because Thor's lightning is just too voluminous, aluminium. Guys, how do British people say schedule? Can you tell me? Okay, so Thor's almost dead, which is awesome. Very good. Don't worry, we'll heal him up in the next room here against Ant-Man. Oh no, against Black Panther. Okay, we got this little you know, evil Black Panther who's been sort of like corrupted. We're gonna heal. There we go. We popped our heal. We can just destroy these thugs here. They do have pierce, so they can do a little bit of residual damage. Honestly, the majority of the damage comes from the gigantic tornadoes. You even have these little bubbles, these speech bubbles where they're talking. It's actually so sick. Okay, so here what you want to do, be super careful. You can only cross the red lightning barrier or like floor lava thing when you're inside of the circles, and you have to be very careful. You really need to make sure that the circles not only overlap with each other, but they pass beyond the red on the floor. If you try to gun it too early, you'll take damage and you can die. Honestly, like they took like 50% of Odin's HP. You see Blue Marvel there. I kind of wish that the ultimates got a rework, but that's okay. Oh, we didn't get to heal that time. Thor is still dangerously low on his HP. I could honestly just switch, but you know what? I'm stubborn. I think Odin will be fine. He's got 15,000 HP. Oh yeah, okay, so now we have to face Ant-Man. That's right. So we get this Ant-Man fight here. Okay, I cannot target Ant-Man for some bizarre reason. We are going to get the heal off there. We get the 12,000 heal. And then the tier 3 skill. Bada boom! So now we have a 75% chance to get a fragment. Let's take a look. And we get ourselves a fragment. So we had 25% from Red Skull, 25% from Black Bolt, and then 25% because all 3 members of the story survived, even though I don't have Loki. So we get that fragment, we get some other stuff. We get 15 bios, which is dope. It's extra sort of icing on the cake. We get this little story with Ant-Man and Thanos, and man, Thanos looks so sick. Let me just crack this open. I know you guys are dying to see what I get. I'm really hoping to get, of course, either a 6-star card or Titan component packs. Let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen. What do I get? Ooh, we get ourselves a 5-star card. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. That is the worst prize, but it's still not a bad prize at all. So let's jump into the next mission here. Here we have all 3 characters. Now, I do put Star-Lord in the lead, although he is a hero along with Venom because his own leadership applies to himself. Namor's leadership is just crit rate, and Venom's leadership is like debuff. You can definitely switch between characters. Star-Lord can still solo this, even though it's a 50% reduction to hero damage. Right, even with that 50% reduction, I guess his lead basically nullifies that completely, right? Because his lead is 55% if it's applying the same way. The only thing that Star-Lord doesn't have that Venom has at the very least is he's got a heal. Take some damage there. Let's switch to Venom and let's see. But man, the music here is so sick. Okay, you've got this area exploding. I've showed this off in another video, but it's sick. Because it's sort of like those lava is filling the room type situations, scenarios in other games. Honestly, the room is sick. Like the quality, it's like Avengers Ultimate Alliance, right? It's like you're talking about quality comparable to a Switch game on mobile. I really think this content doesn't get enough credit. Okay, we almost had a little crash there. We have a really cool cutscene with Iron Man coming in. And then, of course, we get attacked by evil Captain Marvel. Look how cool she looks. Yo, she's coming in. She's possessed. Isn't that sick? So I like these storylines where stuff like this happens. And that's sort of like the cliche thing with Marvel Future Fight. You know, you're fighting all these different futures. Oh, I haven't seen this before. I usually one-shot. Oh, she's doing her tier 3. Oh, she's still doing her tier 3. Okay. I usually one-shot her with Star-Lord. But because Venom doesn't have a leadership and because he has that 50% reduction. So I guess this is sort of an example of when that 50% reduction could actually be a lot, right? If you don't have a leadership to sort of counterbalance that. But Venom's fine. Venom's fine. You can obviously switch around characters if you're having trouble. I could play as Namor, who's not a hero, so he's not going to take that that reduction. He's not going to have that. Actually, you know what? Let's just switch to Namor and see. But you get this whole storyline talking about Alpha Flight, talking about the space station. It's sick. This is so good. Sick music. Here we're going to fight against, who is this, Quasar? Yeah, Quasar's fighting us. So you get to see all these cameos from lesser known heroes as well that are all relevant to the storyline. You got Avril Kincaid. So they could make one for Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, they already made an Epic Quest for them, but there's so many storylines from the comics that they could explore. I would honestly not mind it if they explored some of the storylines that they did in Epic Quests in greater detail. Like, for example, just taking a look at Silver Surfer Black's journey through that sort of black hole when he saved the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Like, where did he end up going? You know what I'm saying? Now we see Ebony Maw here. He's been the one mind controlling everybody, so it all makes sense now. We gotta beat his behind. Okay, we're taking some damage. And the really cool thing here about these fights, if Namor doesn't block too much of it, he's got enhanced versions of his world boss attacks. Not the gigantic tornadoes, but check this out. So he's got these pillars. Why don't you do that other attack, bro? Do that other attack. He's got his. Oh, see, you got these like gigantic spikes coming out of the ground in all these different directions. I'm gonna take you underwater now, sir. I want you to feel the bubbly. Okay, he's hiding right now. He's a coward. All right, Star-Lord, it's your time to shine. Star-Lord tier 3 him. Tier 3 iframe ignore. Yes, sir. Oh, wow, he's still hiding. There we go. We got him. So sick, though. So sick. I love this. It's great. We get another fragment. Bada bing, bada boom. And we are off to the races. 17 more bios. This is solid. For 8 energy to be getting 17 bios plus. Now we have the last one. Time runs out. This is probably the most difficult one. The 3 heroes for this month are Odin, Deadpool, and Iron Man. So not bad choices. It'll be interesting to see who they cycle to in 22 days because this fight is actually particularly difficult. Against Thanos, you need pretty high movement speed. That's all I'm going to say. You need to be able to move against Thanos because of one of his attacks in particular. Now, again, you have this thing. You don't want to rush it against these shields and these passing through the static field, they call it. But you've got a little storyline here with Brashear and America Chavez to read through anyways. You've got Tony on the other side talking. So it's like really nice, right? You get this really authentic sort of living comic book feel that I wish they would advertise this more, because I think a lot of people who don't play this game would get a huge kick out of this. Even if they didn't really play much of the other content in Marvel Future Fight, I feel like this content in particular has such room for growth still. Like, look at these like little mini world boss battles against these characters, right, that are germane to the story. This could be more difficult. Obviously, it's sort of like a one rotation kill for, but look at that. It's red. He's like, oh, he's wounded, but now he sort of snaps out of it, snaps out of the mind control that he was under. And we're just looking for Thanos because we know that where Ebony Maw is, Thanos isn't far behind. But yeah, I think this content's just solid, man. Gonna take down these guys here. We're gonna be wary of the tornadoes. They're the blade twisters. Odin's leadership is going to avoid a lot of that damage though, because he's gonna cleanse the bleed and stuff. But you got like the ruined space station and stuff, and now we see Big Bad Thanos. We have a really cool cutscene here where they confront him, the Ultimates, and the Avengers confront him. He's opening up a portal. Like, look, this is so sick. He's activating the convergence device. This is actually so sick. Imagine if this had voice acting. This would be crazy. This is basically like a better legendary battle. So honestly, what I think Marvel Future Fight could do is they could convert the legendary battles into story chapters, and then they could release future legendary battles, maybe for like WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, etc. They could release them as story chapters with their own fragments and their own boxes. I don't know if people would prefer that, or they could just keep the structure of the legendary battle but just call it a story chapter, because this is honestly more fun than the legendary battles in my opinion, and it's got more sort of interest for daily farming. Like, I still do legendary battle every day because it's just 5 runs, but it's just the generic chests. The chests are always the same for every single legendary battle. Sure, the contents of the chests are different, but really you're buying and playing the legendary battles for those first clear rewards with those specific requirements, and that's it, right? Beyond that, a lot of people honestly I think just ignore the legendary battles. So I feel like if the legendary battles had more value day to day like these missions do, or if they just made these missions like legendary battles, then you'd have that problem fixed. So this is why I said you needed movement speed. He does this laser attack. Usually I let the one that's behind Iron Man or whoever I'm using to control just duck behind. I usually just fall behind it at the beginning, and then that gives me a huge head start on the next one here. You can actually do damage to him in this phase when he's dropping meteors, and if you can do enough damage, a la my Thor can, not Odin, but Thor you can actually skip the last phase, which is hilarious. Or maybe you can do it here and skip the last phase. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, Odin doesn't do quite enough damage here. This last phase, movement speed again helps. You're going to get pulled toward the center. So if you let go of your joystick, you're going to die, but you need to be careful to let go when he's going to snap, because if you don't, you'll dive forward, and then Thanos will... Oh yeah, he does this beam attack as well, which is pretty scary. But yeah, you need to sort of pull the joystick forward and stay in the middle, sort of like to the back, closer to Thanos, the middle back of the orb, of the shield, and then just let go when he disappears, because then he snaps and he just destroys everything. And if you're holding the joystick, you'll run right through and barrel right through the shield onto the other side, because it's not right up against the wall, it's not up against the corner, so you'll just barrel through and die, which I did multiple times. So the story concludes itself, and there you go. I think this content is amazing. It doesn't seem like much. Maybe I'm overselling it. I don't know. I just have a blast playing it. I love the music. I love the arena. I like the different boss battles. They all feel like, I said, mini world boss battles. I don't think they need to necessarily be harder, but they could have those sort of phase changes where you have to dodge those particular attacks like Thanos did, so the fight lasts just a tiny bit longer, so you're not just one-shotting Ant-Man, one-shotting the mind-controlled Captain Marvel, Quasar, Black Bolt. But yeah, I think this is great. I've been playing it nonstop since it came out, and I cannot wait to unlock the True Shield to do the same thing. I've heard there's some pretty interesting enemies there that just charge into you, so I want to figure out some methods of dealing with that. But yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. I know that you know, not everybody in the community had the best, most positive reception to the All War and Dimensional Clash, but I think that they're awesome. I know a ton of work goes into these, not only in terms of the gameplay, but also in terms of the artwork. I think the artwork is beautiful, and I really think it deserves more praise, because I think this is easily one of the best parts of Marvel Future Fight. And now that they've made the rewards good, from this chest, man, you put like half an hour, 45 minutes of farming, you can pull 250 of this or this. I could actually go for it right now. You know what? I have enough fragments. Let me just go for this one right here, and I'll show you guys. Oh yeah, I have a 75% chance on one of them, and I have a 50% chance on the other one. So we're going to go with this team here. I have a 75% chance to pull the fragment because I've got Wolverine and Sentry, but not Gwenom, unfortunately. But man, and then even if you don't get the fragment, you're still getting tier 3 materials. So it's really like a win-win. It's not really like a win-lose situation. You're not left empty-handed by any means. Here we're going to see Blade, so we're just going to charge up the 4th skill to get that juicy accumulation and then just obliterate him into the stratosphere. Man, it's really fun running through these missions with Thor as well. That's another thing that I really like. Okay, we're going to dodge these guys here. Pop that. Dodge these blades that bleed. And then we're going to see Iron Man. Hello. The toy Iron Man. He gets absolutely annihilated by Thor. What's new? Yep. And now we're going to dodge these blades here. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Oof. And poor Spidey, poor Peter Parker is in for a world of lightning hurt. Hello. Your unfriendly neighborhood Spider-Man. If you stand and read them, they're actually pretty funny. The little lines that they have. But yeah, look, just took like 30 seconds to just zoom through this. Did we get a fragment? Tell me I got a fragment. Yes, we got our fragment. So now we're gonna crack this box. Love it. Get 14 vials of Luke Cage. Let's see, Iron Fist. Let's see what we get here. I'm hoping to get 250 Titan component packs. That would really help balance these out. Maybe in the future we can choose what we get. Oh, okay, we got a stage 4 type enhancement ticket. Not bad, not what necessarily what I was looking for, but you get one shot every single day for free for just some energy. So I think it's worth it completely. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.